What if I told you that most of the passive income videos you see online aren't telling you the whole story? You know the ones. Someone says they're making $10,000 a month in their sleep from a business they supposedly built in a weekend. No skills, no money, barely any effort. And if you've ever watched that and thought, yeah, that feels a little too good to be true, you're absolutely right. Because here's the reality. Passive income is possible, but not in the magical, effortless way people make it sound. So today, I want to do something different. I'm going to rank the most popular passive income ideas from the ones that actually make sense all the way down to the ones that are basically hype with a fancy thumbnail. And I'll break down, honestly, how much upfront work they really take, how much ongoing effort they need because there's always some, which ones can realistically pay you while you sleep, and which ones, let's just say, not worth your time. I've tested a bunch of these myself. I've seen people win with some, and I've also seen people completely crash and burn with the scammy ones. No sponsors, no hidden link to my secret system, none of that. And if you stick around till the end, I'll give you a super simple 3-question test you can use on any passive income idea to instantly tell if it's legit or just another overhyped promise. All right, let's get into it. A few years back, I fell for the passive income dream so hard it's embarrassing. I watched one of those videos where a guy is sitting on a beach, laptop barely open, claiming he made $8,000 last night while he slept. And of course, he swore it came from something ridiculously simple like a niche website or a print-on-demand store he built in a weekend. He said stuff like, I only work 2 hours a week now. This system makes money on autopilot. Anyone can do this. And I'm sitting there thinking, oh my God, this is it. This is my exit plan. Goodbye job, goodbye alarm clock, goodbye coworkers who schedule meetings that could have been emails. So I did what any hopeful beginner does. I went full goblin mode. I pulled an all-nighter watching tutorials, bought a cheap course with the dramatic title, built a little website I was very proud of, hit publish, and then sat back like, all right, universe, show me the money. And the universe said absolutely nothing. No traffic, no sales, not even a spam bot trying to sell me crypto, just silence. Turns out the only thing passive about that business was me sitting there waiting for miracles that were never coming. And that's when I learned something people on the internet rarely say out loud. There are 2 kinds of passive income. There's the real kind, the kind that works but takes actual strategy, actual effort, and actual patience. And then there's the hype kind, the kind that looks amazing on camera but doesn't tell you about the work, the risks, or the hidden costs behind the scenes. Once I stopped chasing every magical shortcut, I started focusing on the boring but reliable stuff that actually pays me without burning my life down. So today, instead of giving you another list of 50 random ideas, I'm going to rank the most common ones from most realistic to most delusional and tell you exactly what they really require. No sugar coating. Before we jump into the ranking, here's how I'm judging each passive income idea. Because not all passive is created equal. I'm scoring everything using 3 simple dials you'll see on screen for each idea. 1. Upfront effort. How much time, money, and learning you actually need before a single dollar shows up. Some ideas need almost nothing. Others feel like you're building a spaceship in your kitchen. 2. Ongoing work. This is the big one people lie about. Some things really do run mostly on autopilot, and others need constant babysitting even though people swear they're hands off. 3. Risk 1 scam factor, how likely you are to lose money, get burned, or fall for a shiny promise that isn't realistic. Not everything is a scam, but some ideas attract scammers the way sugar attracts ants. You'll see all three of these dials on screen from 1 to 5 bars, so you can instantly compare each idea as we go. Rank 1. Investing in broad index funds. Angle, the most boring but the most real. Alright, starting strong with the most realistic passive income on the entire planet. Investing in broad index funds or ETFs. Here's what it actually is. No jargon. When you buy an index fund, you're buying tiny pieces of hundreds of companies at the same time. If the market grows, you grow. And you also get paid dividends just for owning shares. Upfront effort, low to medium. You need a basic idea of how investing works, a brokerage account, and a little starting capital. You don't need to become a finance wizard, you don't need to pick the right stocks, and you definitely don't need a trading course. Ongoing work, very low. Once it's set up, it's pretty much automatic deposits. Check in once in a while and don't panic when the chart wiggles. That's it. Risk, scam factor, low. Index funds are legit. The system is legit. The scams happen around it one time when someone tries to sell you a $997 become a day trader course as if that's the real path to wealth. Reality check, this is slow, this is steady, this is not Lamborghini money next week, but this is as close to true passive income as a normal person can realistically get. Rank 2, renting out a room, house hacking. Next up at number 2, something super practical, house hacking or renting out a spare room. Here's the idea. If you've got an extra bedroom, a basement suite, or even a garage spot in some cities, you can turn that space into consistent monthly income, long-term or short-term. Upfront effort, medium to high. You'll need to clean and furnish the space, take solid photos, make a listing, and screen tenants or guests. It's a bit of a setup process, but not rocket science. Ongoing work, moderate. Even with systems in place, there's communication, cleaning, or paying a cleaner, and the occasional, hey, the Wi-Fi stopped working message. It's not passive, but it's stable. Risk, scam factor, low. As long as you follow your local laws, choose legit platforms, and set clear expectations. This is one of the safest income streams out there. Reality check. This is not put it on autopilot and go to Bali. But once the routine is set up, it can bring in reliable money every single month with way less work than a traditional side hustle. Rank 3, creating digital products, courses, ebooks, templates. Angle, you work now, the money might come later. All right, number 3 on the list, and this one is everywhere online. Digital products. I'm talking online courses, ebooks, Notion templates, Canva packs, digital planners, anything you create once and sell over and over again. Sounds passive, right? Upfront effort, high. You need an actual skill or knowledge people want. You have to outline the product, film or write it, design it, build a sales page, and yes, learn marketing even if you hate marketing. It's basically a mini business in a box. Ongoing work, medium. Once it's live, you still have customer questions, occasional updates, and the biggest one, driving traffic, because no traffic equals no sales, period. Risk, scam, factor, medium. The business model itself is legit. Where it gets scammy is the guru shouting, make $10,000 a month passively with one digital product. And then they conveniently skip the part where it took them 3 years, a big audience, and a marketing team. Reality check. You are not waking up rich next week from one ebook, but if you're willing to treat this like a real project and put in real weeks or months of focused effort, it can become semi-passive income later. Think of it as Not passive income, but delayed income. Rank 4. Niche websites, art, content channels, blogs, YouTube, etc. Number 4 is the one most creators don't warn you about. Niche websites and content channels, blogs, YouTube channels, TikTok pages, Pinterest accounts, anything where you build content once and later monetize with ads, affiliates, or products. Here's the real deal. Upfront effort, very high. We're talking dozens or even hundreds of pieces of content, learning SEO, thumbnails, titles, keywords, pushing through months of low views, and the emotional damage of publishing something you spent 10 hours on and getting 7 views total. This is the opposite of quick money. Ongoing work, medium. Even once it's working, you still need to put to the update old posts, publish new content, answer comments, keep the channel site alive. It eventually gets easier, but it never hits zero. Risk, scam factor, medium. Again, the model is legit. The scammy part, people selling blogging blueprints or YouTube shortcuts that magically ignore the years of effort behind success stories. Reality check. This can make you money while you sleep, but not because it's passive. It's because you're getting paid for work you did months or years ago. This is more like residual income from old effort than a true passive stream. Rank 5. Dropshipping / print-on-demand passive stores. Alright, number 5 is the classic internet side hustle meme, dropshipping and print-on-demand. On paper, it sounds genius. You don't handle inventory. You don't ship anything. You just create the store and the money magically appears. That's the fantasy. Here's the real version. You spend weeks setting up the store, researching products, designing branding, writing descriptions, building ad creatives, and then you pray that your ads don't burn your wallet to ash. Upfront effort, high. Store setup, product testing, ads, more ads, even more ads. Ongoing work, even higher. Because once it's running, you're basically customer support, ad manager, refund department, supplier negotiator, and a crisis firefighter. Risk, scam factor, high. Dropshipping works as a business, but the passive income hype that mostly exists to sell you $500 courses from a 19-year-old with rented Lambos. Reality check. If you treat this like a full-on e-commerce job, sure, it can work. If you expect to set it and forget it, you're setting it and forgetting your money in the ad platforms. Rank 6, get-rich-quick crypto bots, deal-to-deal systems. Number 6, oh boy, this is where things start smelling like smoke. Crypto trading bots, day trading signals, and copy my trades groups. Let's be blunt. Trading is not passive. It is not predictable. And it definitely doesn't come with guaranteed returns. Upfront effort, medium. You pay for software or signals or a course. You spend time learning the platform. You convince yourself you're basically a Wall Street genius now. Ongoing work, medium to high. Watching charts, reacting to volatility. Emotionally aging 10 years in a week. This is not earn while you sleep. This is woke up at 3 a.m. sweating because Bitcoin dipped 4%. Risk, surcharge, scam factor, extremely high. Anytime someone promises guaranteed 3% daily returns, set this bot and it prints money. Just copy my trades. You should hold on to your wallet and back away slowly. Reality check. This isn't passive income. This is gambling with extra steps. And the people selling you the dream usually make their money from selling the dream. Rank 7, MLMs disguised as residual income businesses. Coming in dead last, number 7, the Olympic champion of fake passive income, MLMs. You've heard the pitch, residual checks, build your downline. Make money while others work for you. And somehow it always ends with you messaging your cousin about essential oils or miracle shakes. Upfront effort, very high. starter kits, events, training, recruiting your entire family tree, ongoing work, extremely high. Because the moment you stop recruiting, your income drops faster than the excitement at an MLM convention. Risk, scam factor, off the charts. Most people lose money once you factor in purchases, fees, events, returns, and the slow death of your social life. Reality check. If the actual product is an afterthought and the real product is the recruitment opportunity, you're not building a passive income stream. You're building the bottom floor of a triangle-shaped problem. Okay, now that we've gone through the list, let's get real for a second. Because here's the truth nobody on YouTube says out loud. Passive income is almost never actually passive. In the real world, it usually means three things. You put in active work up front, you build systems that run without you, and then you maintain them just enough so they don't fall apart. That's it. That's the formula. And you'll notice something once you start paying attention. The more truly passive something is, more it usually needs one of two things. A lot of money up front or a lot of time before it pays off. Index funds, super passive, but you need capital and patience. Digital products can become semi-passive, but you grind before it ever makes a sale. Content channels, passive on the back end, but years of effort come first. On the flip side, the more instant, easy or high return something sounds, the more likely it is to be risky, exaggerated, or straight up scammy. So instead of thinking about passive income, I want you to adopt this mental model that's way more accurate. Think of it as asynchronous income. You do the work today, you get paid later, sometimes while you sleep, but there is always some degree of effort, some upkeep, and some risk. And once you understand that, everything becomes way clearer, way less overwhelming, and way easier to actually succeed at. Alright, before you click on another video with a Lamborghini thumbnail, I want to leave you with the simplest BS detector you can use on any passive income idea you ever see again. The 3-question passive income BS detector. Question 1. What specific work has to happen first, and who is actually doing it? If the answer is something like, oh, pretty much none, the system does everything, you just plug it in, no. That's your first red flag. Question 2. Where is the money actually coming from? Real passive income always comes from one of 4 places: customers, ads, rent, or dividends. If the main source is new people joining up or upgrading to the platinum system, you're not looking at passive income. You're looking at a recruiting engine. Question 3. What happens if I stop working on this for 3 to 6 months? A legit income stream might slow down, maybe plateau, but it won't instantly evaporate. A scammy one falls apart the moment you stop grinding or recruiting. If an idea fails any of these, walk away before it eats your time, money, and sanity. Now, here's your action plan. Not 20 ideas, not a giant, overwhelming list. Just one simple next step. 1. Pick one realistic idea from the green end of the list. Index funds, house hacking, digital products, content, whatever fits you best. 2. Write down what the first 10 hours look like. That's the real entry price. If you can handle those 10 hours, the rest becomes way more doable. 3. Commit to testing that one idea for 90 days. Not bouncing between shiny objects, not starting 5 things and finishing none. Just one idea consistently for 3 months. That alone puts you ahead of 95% of people who stay stuck in research mode forever. Drop a comment. Which passive income idea are you actually considering now after hearing the pros and cons? And have you ever tried something that turned out way more work than advertised? If this saved you from at least one sketchy opportunity, hit like so YouTube shows it to more people who need honesty. and subscribe with notifications on, because I'm breaking down the realistic ideas next. Step-by-step blueprints, startup costs, timelines, everything. Don't spend the next year just watching other people talk about passive income. Pick one boring, realistic path, put in the work, and let future you look back and say, thank God I stopped chasing the hype.